All right, CNT125, Chapter 9. We left off with satellite communication or satellite connection, if you will. So just a couple more tidbits on satellite connection. Remember your satellite service. We tend to have maybe like a base station hitting a satellite, and then that is broadcasting out to either different sites or different devices. So if we're talking direct, Dish TV, direct TV, if you will, we do have something broadcasting up to a satellite, and then that is out hitting a larger footprint for people to receive that. I know my in-laws live in rural Montana. There is no coax cable going between houses, if you will, like telephone lines coming between houses. So there is a lot of Dish TV or satellite type connection because of the rural location that they are in. This can also be true for radio. You have a base station or uplink site hitting a satellite, and then that is broadcasting out a large footprint for devices to receive that, whether it be cars or receivers at home. So this, this kind of receiver, whether it be in your house or in your car or whatever. This is kind of for fun. Because satellites are orbiting the globe, there needs to be a database of them. This site here, heavensabove.com, actually you can plug information in and find out about satellite orbit, when it was launched, etc. And I just plugged in out of curiosity XM to see, okay, what kind of XM satellites are up there. Here's a bunch when they were launched. And if you wanted to, if you plug in your location, Harrisburg, PA, blah, 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 you can actually see when that the orbit of that, as well as when it might be passing over an area, if it's something that is not geostationary. Here's also some Sirius. I put them in as well. Now, the companies have merged, as you see down here, Sirius XM. But initially, there were some Sirius satellites and there were XM satellites. This, again, shows launch dates and so forth. Actually, this one is not showing. This doesn't show dates. I had it on this one over here. Designation just gets you an idea of when it was launched. And actually, this actually does give you an indication when it was launched: 97, 2024, 2025, etc. There you go. And again, if you plug in your home location, you could actually see the orbit of this and or visible path. I threw something else in here too. Inmarsat, some people might recognize that. Sometimes when you start seeing events like World Rally Car and so forth, you start seeing banners of things. Inmarsat for a while was one of the sponsors of World Rally Car because of the distance between, cars and sites and so forth. So satellite communication for maritime and that sort of thing. Here's a bunch of their satellites, Inmarsat satellites, for their communication. All right. So satellite communication can be a WAN connection and or a service that people would subscribe to. So just kind of reminding you of their role in things. Alrighty, that kind of wraps up the WAN connection section of the book. We're going to move on to routers next. So I will come back in the next podcast and start some of our routers.